Hey guys, welcome back to Easel Does It Studio. So you can see I have a whole bunch of stuff out. So yeah, so we are going to attempt to make a snow globe using this mold in this base. And we're going to put Mr. Santa in it, and I got some greens that I just cut off. I just cut a stem off one of my plants and picked out a few pieces, so we're going to be using that. I have got my vegetable glycerin right here that I'm going to mix with water. I have got a couple of different glitter type things to put in it. I've also got this diamond dust that I've had forever. I had got this at Michael's, and I used to do this. I used to apply this on the outside of like glass pieces. And so I'm going to throw a little bit into the mixture and see. And I finally ordered the chunky glitter with the opal chunky glitters. So yeah, you get 12. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, yeah, 12. My math isn't working today, guys. So there's all kinds of like different colors. So I think we're going to add a little bit of the blue, the sky blue opal into our mixture once we get to that part, or even just the blue opal. I don't know. But we are going to use at least one of those. So that's what we're going to be making today. So before we get into this and I mix up my resin and we get this poured, I did want to show you my extended keys came in for my music box that I had made. So remember how the other one was like really flat, and now it is raised the way it's supposed to be. So when we crank it, now it works really, really good. So I'm going to be making some more. I do have 2 more music box mechanisms coming in. So I think they'll be here on Tuesday. So we're going to have another one of those coming up probably next week sometime. And yeah, so I just wanted to show you that works so much better. And I got like 5 different pieces in my bag. So it gives you a good array of like little ones to taller ones. So that is going to be awesome. And then I know on my Axolotl that I had to screw up with the eyes, but this is the size eye that I used. These are the 8 millimeters. So I couldn't remember if they were 6 or 8. So I ordered a pack of each. These are 6 millimeters, guys. These are going to be perfect because they're smaller. They're going to fit into that axolotl so much better. So we are going to be doing another axolotl because I got a couple of different ideas, and I'm going to be using the hand painter's resin with that axolotl. So look for that video coming out pretty soon. And last but not least, you know how the Let's Resin, let me get it here. I know a lot of you have this big mixing thing, which is awesome for like big amounts of resin, but it mixes it so fast that it just makes so many bubbles. So when I was picking, getting the other stuff that I needed, I came across this mini one. So you can actually put 12 ounces in here and mix it with no problem. If you go to the 16, it's going to be really close to your cover, so that might not be a good idea. But the difference between this one and the other one, this one stays on, and and I don't think it'll work with it being plugged in. I was just trying to make sure I got it plugged, charged enough to mix my resin. So you turn it on, and you can have it go slow, faster, to whipping it like the other one does. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to try it, because if you mix your resin slow, it doesn't bubble. But this way here, you can set it, get it mixing while you're doing something else. So we're going to try this today. And it came with this, the little cleaning tool, and a mini silicone mat. Now I bought this. Les Resin did not give this to me. I bought it, so we're going to be trying this out as well. So, without further ado, and I am going to use the Bond Crafter. This one here was part of the set that they had given me. But yeah, this is the Bond Crafter resin. I really like it. It cures a little bit faster than the traditional resin. And this was the 32 ounce, and it's really inexpensive. So you get that, you get a few of the gloves and your instructions with the small kit. So, gotta get my gloves, and which I'm gonna have to order some more because those are getting low. And we're gonna mix up I'm thinking 6 ounces, because I think this takes 4 and that takes I think 2 ounces. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and then if I have something left, well, you know. So in this base, I'm thinking about adding some of this, because I think it would kind of give like a snowy look. And this is just called Sugar. And it's by Recollection. So yeah. All right. I am going to get a different cup though, just to mix my, to get my ounces right. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'll pour 3 in here, and then we'll dump it in here. 2, 3, 4. Nah, you know what? Let's not. We'll just, I will kind of do it like this so I can see. Yeah. All right. Let's just get into this. Maybe I should do it the other way so I have a bigger bottom. No, I know what we'll do. I'll use this. It's just I can see the numbers if they're up higher. All right, so let me move some of this back. So so this is a 1-to-1 ratio. This is a thicker resin. All right. So there is our 3 of A. See, part A. And now we'll put 3 of the part B, which is the thinner part. And there we go. All right. So I just bought another gallon of this. So I figured I would use up the small bottles and then I can just fill the little bottles when I'm doing small things. Okay, so we are going to turn this on. And it starts. All right, so we'll just let that go for a little bit. Because this resin is really good, but if you mix it fast, it does incorporate bubbles. It is kind of cool in my room today, so I might still have to run this through the debubbler, but yeah. And then I will, again, I'll stir it. I'll mix the, like mix the bottom just to make sure that everything is fully incorporated and mixed in. But so far, it is looking much better than the bigger one. As far as like what I see for bubbles. I probably should have warmed my resin up a little bit, but we'll see. I can always just dump it in 2 cups and put it in my debubbler. So we will kind of see how we go with that. So I'm going to let this go for the 4 minutes, and then I will be back and show you the results if I have to put it through my debubbler. All right, so I'll be back in just a couple minutes, guys. All right, so I figured while that's going, I'm just going to move this over here, and I want to get my greenery UV down onto this base, so I know that that is good and secure when we get ready to put it into our liquid solution. So I figured I'll come back and we can work on this while everything else is mixing. And that way there, you guys, you can see on the side, and I still just have it on low. All right, so this is the Let's Resin Clear Hard Type. This is the one I was all out of, so, all right. So, I'm going to UV resin it in 2 places. I'm going to do the base and the side of the outfit, or whatever you want to call it, the Santa. All right, so let me just get a dot of the UV resin where I want. Oh, really? Here we go, Butterfingers Michelle. And I'm just gonna give that a good cure. Oh. Well. All right, we're going to try it one more time, and if I cannot get it to stay, I'm going to use the UV bonder, because that sets up much better. All right. And we're going to put a little bit right in there. All right. And that popped off. I'm gonna get the bonder because the bonder just, it's way quicker and it's a stronger grip. And then I'm going to put some at the bottom too. Just because I want to make sure that that just stays right where I want it. And then I will pop this under the regular UV light for like 5 minutes. All right. So put a little bit more, get that bonded. And then we got one other little tiny piece that I want to put on the other side. And these are like a, kind of like a plasticky, like a vinyl type thing. So I figured in the water that it would probably, you know, be really good. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that right here. I'll take my dotting tool because I want it really in there like that, and then we'll cure it, and then I'll put some on the body. So by the time I get this done, we can check out that resin. There. So this is how our little Santa's gonna look inside of our little snow dome. All right, so I am gonna get that underneath the unplug my light here for a second. All right, so let's get this put away and let's check our resin. Wow, guys. Wow. I am impressed. So and I'm just scraping any excess off right now. And I'm going to take a paper towel and I'm going to wipe my paddles down. All right, so I just got the bulk of the resin off, and now I'm going to spray it with some 91% isopropyl alcohol and give it a nice thorough wipe. So if you do this every single time you use it, and you do it right when you take it out, it's going to stay really nice and clean. Wow. Guys, I am impressed. All right, so I'm going to, this stick has got a little something on it, so I'm going to just take a clear stick, and I just want to make sure and I'm not seeing any stringy things, so it's good and mixed. All right, so I am going to pour. All right, so there's a little over 4. Let me, hang on, I just bought, no, I'll just use a clear. I'll just use this one. All right, so that's at just about 4. So because this part is going to be clear, I definitely am going to run it through my debubbler, just to make sure that I have as few bubbles as humanly possible. Oh. And it just dripped resin on my lap. Let me get some alcohol so I don't have a sticky spot. All right. So as you can see, it is not real bubbly at all. So I'm just going to pop this underneath in my my little curing machine. I mean, my little debubbler thingy. And I will show you how I clean this. So again, just give it a really good spray of alcohol. And just start wiping it out. And the reason that my other one looks so cruddy is because I was so frustrated with the bubbles that it created that I just said screw it, and I didn't bother to wipe it out. And there you have it, all nice and clean and ready for the next time. So this, guys, this is worth the money. I can't remember what I paid for it, but I know it wasn't too much. And I got it on Amazon. So, yeah, I would definitely say this one is worth it compared to the other one. So, Let's Resin, if you're watching, if you could just have a new top for the bigger one that you could adjust the speed, that would be brilliant. You know, I doubt they watch my channel, but you never know. You just don't know, right, people? All right, so I am going to go ahead. I'll get this cleaned up, and I will be back when the debubbler, which isn't going to take long because there's really not a lot of bubbles in there. So I'll be back in just a minute, guys. Okay, guys, so this one still has a little bit of bubbles because this type of cup, for some reason, always has tons of bubbles, but this one is nice and clear, and that's what we're pouring in here. So what I'm going to do is I want to work on this first. So I'm going to use this silver opal and the blue. I'm going to mix the two of them together in this space. I don't need it to be like completely solid, but I do want to have, you know, something in there. So I figured, why not? Let's try these out. So these are going to come in good for my jewelry making as well, guys, because they're little tiny flakes and they're already opalescent. So we should be able to get some really nice, like opal looking pieces. All right. So this one is the blue. And to me, these two look pretty similar in color. So we'll see. All right. And I didn't worry too much about the little tiny micro bubbles because I knew that we were putting this chunky glitter in here, which will kind of disguise the bubbles. This is the part that I wanted to make sure was nice and clear. All right. I am going to use a drop of the clear Elmer's glue. I don't know if this sinks or not, but we'll put one big drop and see what the consistency it gets. Yeah, one will be good, even if it sinks a little bit. But I am going to give this a good spray, and then I'm going to take my finger and try and get that alcohol into those little bubble areas. So yes, I poured more alcohol than I normally would, but I'm trying to not have any bubbles. All right. So we'll just kind of go around the edge. Let it get in there because I want to be able to work any bubbles out before it's too full so that I can start like squeezing the bubbles out. And with the glue, it's a little thicker, so it does take a little bit more time, but if you can get your bubbles out, you're going to be so much better off. So, and because it's got the chunky glitter, it's a little bit harder to see if there is a bubble in there. All right, it's kind of looking good. It's just so hard to tell you know, if it's a bubble or if it's glitter. So I think we're good. And I'm just going to slowly let that drain in there. All right, so I'm going to leave that like that. So I am going to spray a little bit of alcohol in here. We're going to pour it about halfway, and then we're going to put the dome in, but I'm going to also spray the dome. Give that a good spray. And I'm going to try to pour this down the side. Because I really, really don't want to incorporate any bubbles. And all right, so we have nice clear resin. And I do see one bubble right there. And let me plug my light back in. I know sometimes it gives a glare, but it helps me sometimes be able to see if there's something in my resin or not, because I think there's 2 black specks of something. It might be on the outside of the mold. Yeah, maybe. I'm not going to mess too much because I do not want to incorporate any bubbles. Okay, so let me just put alcohol on my paper towel. We're just going to wipe this off just to make sure there's nothing on there. And then I'm going to give it a good spritz. And we are going to slowly push this down. And because you can see your resin, oh, crap. So I put too much. All right. I didn't want to do that. Let me see. I'm afraid if I take it out, I'm going to incorporate more bubbles. Because I don't like to fill it all the way up to those little pitons, because then I'm going to have to sand them off, which I guess is not a big deal if I don't have any bubbles in the bottom. So yeah, I'm just going to leave it. Try to suck some out with a paper towel. All right, so that is snapped down. And yeah, we're gonna Alrighty, guys. We will be back for the fun part. So I do have an ounce. So that takes three ounces, and this takes about 1.5 ounces. Yeah, so maybe 4 ounces would like do the whole thing. So let's see. I've got this this little bookmark that I had started, and it's probably come undone from the bottom, but we'll see. So let's just put a little bit of this sparkle. Just to, I don't know, give it a different look. This can use just a smidge more. And let's see. Let's just make this whole one a glitter, and just so we can see the true color effect of this opal chunky glitter, because it is really pretty, guys. Like, I'm impressed it's that pretty. And I'm just going to pour just a smidge of clear to meet up with the other glitter. And we can actually like drag some through. So this part here is pretty close to being, was already close to being full. So I just want to get it to the outside edge. And there we have 2. Oh, I know. Now, I was going to do these in UV resin, but since we have clear, let's try these hoop molds. Why not? So this is the hoop mold that I got yesterday on my Michael's trip. So let's pink opal, let's a purple, and it might help if I put them on the right side. That's a champagne gold, and magic opal green. Let's try this sky blue one, and because that one's got the 2 mixed. And that way we'll just kind of see what they look like. I almost poured it in here, guys. Oh my word. All right, so that is the sky blue. And got a hair. Just clean my stick. Ooh, that is pretty. All right, so, hey, we don't know until we try, right? And I did not put any glue in this one, so we'll just, this will give us a good idea if it sinks or it doesn't. Oh, and just so you know, and I just saw her hair, hang on. Everything on my website is on sale for 20% off. So, that's my Black Friday deal. So that's going to run probably until Cyber Monday, after Cyber Monday. So if there was anything that you guys were looking at, figured save you a little bit of money. All right, so I'm going to have to clean that one up because I over-poured. I want them domed for sure, but I don't want them over poured. Like I said, I just opened this mold, so I don't even know what they're going to look like. So we will find out. All right, so that's just the plain. So let me grab a blue alcohol ink and just tint this side. Just to kind of see what different look that we get. All right. Try not to over pour this one. All right. So let's... All right, so let me find something else to put the rest of that in, and I will be back on demold. Hey guys, I'm back. Okay, so just for the speed of the video, I went ahead and finished up my extras. So I had made a couple of bookmarks. I put some butterflies on this one. It's really cute in person. It's hard to show on the camera. And then this is the one that I had poured, and then I also made this one. So I did top coat them in some UV resin, and these are all done with their little tassels. So I made those. And this is the large set of hoop earrings that I made. They came out really cute. So what I did is I top coated the backside just so that it would have a nice finish and no indentation. And these were the smaller hoop earrings, which are very, very pretty. So I put the little post on. So those are our extras. So I figured I'd just get those done to save time so we could get to the main event. All right, so let's hope and pray that we have got no bubbles. None, 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 none. Looking good so far, guys. Oh, look at that. No bubbles at all. Yay, finally, I did something right. And it was just a tiny smidge, and I just peeled that off. Okay, so this one, I'm sure we're going to have to file down the little lip thingies. Please, no bubbles. So I'm just trying to like get down in there to really break that suction. There we go. And oh, it's looking good, guys. I'm not seeing any bubbles. All right. So I am going to put some alcohol down in here so that I can get this to come out easier. All right, there we go. And it pops out. Let's get that wiped off. No bubbles, guys, no bubbles. All right, so like I said, I knew I was going to have to do something with the edge. So that's why when I had done my previous ones, I was like, make sure you don't overfill it. Because now we have to trim these pieces down in here. So I have got my my little Dremel here with like a little filing. I don't know if that's going to be enough. So I will try it. And if it is not, I'll just go off camera. I'll use my big one and we'll get it filed down. Because I know it's going to make a mess. So, I forgot how to turn this on right here. All right, so. All right, so I'm gonna need to put my big sanding one on. So I'm just gonna go off camera. I'm gonna get this file down and I will be back. Okay, I'm back. I went up and I washed it in the sink just to make sure that I got all the dust out of there. All right. And put my light back on here. Okay, so we've got our nice clear globe. So, all right, I'm gonna need a cup to fill it. And I'm gonna need one to make up my mixture. All right, so we are going to have to drill how do I want to do this? All right, do I want it to be like this? Do I want the base to be down? Or do I want it to be like that? Decisions. I think we're gonna do it this way, because that way when I put the UV resin on this, when we're getting ready to seal it, I think it will be better because then I can fill that rim. All right, so we do need to get our little guy glued down. So I am, let's see. And then I know I have to leave a little bit of room when I get ready to put him in. So how am I gonna do this? I could do some hot glue and then UV around it just to make sure that it is in there. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that because I'm afraid if I use just the UV resin that it could come off because it's going to be harder to get underneath there. So let me heat this up. And while that is heating up, I am going to start mixing our stuff for our globe. All right, so this is just some water. And I don't know how much this is going to take. And I got a hair. All right. And I do have a bottle of glycerin open, but this is a different brand. So I just want to see if there is a difference in brands. So normally you do like a 50-50 mixture. So, and I know I want to put my glitter in here so that it's already pre-mixed. All right, so that isn't quite 50-50. That's like 25%. So let's just take a nice clean. Because this definitely looked thicker than the other stuff that I had. And once you mix it, it goes back to clear. All right, so let's start getting some of our mixture in. So I'm definitely going to use some of this, but I don't want to go overboard either. I just want it to have, I don't know, a nice little, and I don't know if those are going to be too heavy and not even do anything, but we'll find out. And let's do, maybe some champagne. All right, let's just dump a little bit of the champagne in and see. This is the Let's Resin, like what we use to make the bookmark. This is just a different color. All right, so let's stir this and kind of see. That has a nice swirl to it. It's actually a slow, you know. I just hope these don't just all stay at the top. Which I'm afraid they might. So I'm just going to scoop out some, and all right, I'm gonna try a little bit of this all right, so if anything, this stuff seems to be working the best. All right, I think we're gonna go with this. All right, and whatever ends up being heavy and sinking is gonna be fine because it's gonna make it look like a snow base around him. That's my thought anyhow. So we could actually even put a few more of these, just because I know they're gonna stay sunk on the bottom, but it'll just give a little something underneath him. Okay, so we've got our thing, and I'm gonna hold this up because I want to make sure that I sanded it even. Yep, it looks like I did. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our little guy glued in. All right, so I can unplug this because that's basically all we needed this for. Get that out of my way. All right. I did have one other thing I was thinking of adding. If I can find it. I think we're just going to add a couple of these stars. Just, I don't know. We'll see. And I don't want a lot. All right, I think that will be enough. Okay. So, now that we have got him glued down there, I am going to UV around the base of him, just to give that extra added security. Just because I want to make sure that he doesn't, you know, dislodge, and then we have a floating Santa, because, you know, that wouldn't be a pretty snow globe. Just saying. All right. So let me just take my tray out of my thingy here, and I'm going to pop him underneath just to give it a good stir. I mean, a good, yeah, wow, people. All right, so and we are going to I think we'll start with that, but all my balls are in the bottom, guys. Because I know they're heavy, but I just kind of wanted something like around the bottom to look like maybe some snow in there. I'm going to add just a little bit more of the glycerin. Because I want it to have a nice slow fall. Yeah, okay. All right, now, hopefully I didn't put too much of this in here, which I'm thinking I did. I'm already, yeah, let's just. We'll start with less and add more. All right. So, here we go. I just want to try it before I add the... And we can add a little bit more. Oh, we definitely can add the rest. And now I think I probably got too much. Oh my word. So there is going to be a bubble at the top, but I might be able to fix that after. So now I have got to get my UV resin out. And I'm going to go around the rim. God, I hope I can make this work. I think this will be one of my best snow globes yet. If it works. Oh, shoot. Shoot, shoot, shoot. And let me get my light. Oh, I hope I didn't get any water on there. Oh my God, I'm nervous, guys. I'm nervous. And it doesn't look like it's leaking, but I am going to just get some UV resin down in there. Oh, he's so cute. And the little stars, you can see the little stars floating. All right, let me just, now how in the world am I gonna get in there with just a smidgen of that UV resin? All right. I guess I don't want to get it on my glass, but I suppose I can, if I just start in one area. I can see it going around. And then I will just take my dotting tool and just kind of help it around. And I'll wipe the glass before I cure it. And I'm just watching so I can see that, like, it's gone all the way around on that bottom. All right. So I'm gonna just and then obviously I'll stick it under my big UV light. And that way it can cure from the top and the bottom. No, not quite cured. I'm just hoping that the water is not coming out. It didn't look like it was. All right. So, because we could add a little bit more in. I would just have to drill 2 little holes. And you know what? I think I am going to do that. All right, let me get my little drill. And we are going to get a squeeze bottle. I have a bunch of squeeze bottles, but where I put them, that is, oh, I see them. Hang on. Oh. All right. And then we'll just seal it with UV resin on the top. So I can just make up a little bit more. All right, so let me use my jewelry one because it's not as forceful. All right, use that size. All right, so And I better stand up to do this because all right, so there's one, and we just need one for the air escape. Hang on, I think my bit's coming out. Yeah. All right. Why did that one go through so much easier? All right. So let's get some more water. And I'm going to put just a drop of the glycerin. I'm not going to add any more because there is like quite a bit in there. And I'm just going to put it in a paper cup so that I don't make a mess everywhere. All right. I'm just pouring that in. Sorry, I was off camera there for a second. All right. And let me move my chair out of my way. It's getting me. All right, so done with the drill. So turn my light back on. That's that one. Nope, that's... Oh, Lord. This is my light. Sorry, guys. Got so many dang cords over here that I don't know which one is which. There we go. All right. So we're going to squirt this in, and we're going to continue to fill it until we don't see any air in the bottom and that the water is coming up through this hole. All right. Okay. And we're gonna see. I think we're going to use just a little tiny piece of clear packing tape, and then I will UV that on there. All right. So I just want it to be a little bit bigger than the hole. There. And then we are going to, I'm going to probably just coat the whole bottom. I will just give this like a top coat. And that way I know that everything is cured. All right, so we're just gonna tease that to the end. Hi, that's okay. Love you. So I'm just getting it to the edge, but not going over. And that way we know that the whole thing is definitely sealed. For some reason, those holes, that tape did not stay. Yep, there's the tape. All right, so let me get this curing. So I might have just ruined it, guys. Because I don't know what that's gonna do with the water. We just definitely needed more water in there. All right, so let me just put this under the light and I will be back because I want to coat this again. So I will be right back. Okay, so we have got him done and he does have a little bubble, but it's much smaller. So I will get some pictures and I will get them posted, but look at how nice and slow. And of course, I mean, that is right there because I'm the way I'm holding it, but It's definitely a nice snow falling. And the little balls you can see them in the bottom a little bit. But yeah, it's nice. Just, there's still some falling. Of course, now I got my fingerprints all over it. The baby wipe, just kind of clean it up. But the bottom is all nice and smooth and sealed, so there's nothing coming out. My other thought was putting a little light underneath it. I don't know how that would look. All right. Let me just see. Oh, and this one changes color, but let me get it shook. Oh, so that would be cute. I'd get one of my bigger lights, and my bigger ones are only white, but I still think it would make a cute little night light. I'll have to order some of the multicolored big ones. But yeah, so I will get you guys some final pics, and that is it for today, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think. Alrighty, bye.